I just forgot to use it. Sat down with my oat flat white, and I was like, and I was like, didn't even use it.
Oh, can we move past oat milk?
What?
We've got to stop oat milk.
Why?
It's so shit.
It's not. It's nice.
No, it's not.
It adds a nice creamy texture.
I am so anti oat milk.
Why?
Because it's just like this. It's just not coffee for a start with oat milk.
Well, your
tastes
coffee's not defined by the
horrible.
milk. It doesn't taste horrible.
It does.
I know it's not as good for you. Like, I kind of don't really know why I have oat milk.
That's what I mean. It's not even good for you. Wasn't there a huge recall from one of the biggest brands because it was all carcinogenic?
Don't know. I'm not.
One of the big ones that won't be named.
I'm not in the industry of
Fuck
libel,
oat
mate.
milk.
So do you have normal milk?
Yeah. And my £8 coffees.
£8?
No, I told you about this, didn't I? I
No.
go to the bakery over there, and I paid for. I'm a serial like tapper of my phone without checking, and then I got here and I checked and I'd spent £22 on a sandwich and a coffee. So I went back last week and went, what have I bought? And she was like, oh, that's weird. And I was like, how much is your sandwich? And it's quite a bougie place in the middle of London, so it's like £12. I was like, all right. How much is the coffee? She was like, it's like £9 something for this coffee, and I was like, what?
What place is this?
Copper?
Oh,
I'm
yes,
sure we spoke about this.
Yeah. I didn't realise it was that expensive.
Yeah, it was like a £9 coffee.
That's insane. I went to have you been to the Towpath Cafe?
No.
It's in like Haggerston on the canal.
Nope.
I paid £23 for a cheese toastie and a coffee from there. And to the point where I was like, oh no, like I only got a cheese toastie and a coffee. She was like, yeah. I was
Do
like,
you know, if
what?
people were listening to this outside of London, they're just baffled. That is London
I know.
prices sometimes.
Your mind just gets warped. Like I bought around 2 beers on Saturday night. And it was £15.65 for a Guinness and a Siren IPA, and I like didn't even really flinch at it.
We went to we won 1-0 last week, and my football team, and
Let's
we
fucking
went
go.
to I think we were like Merton. We were South London, so we weren't too far about. But they went to the Spoons, and a Guinness was like £3.
Mate, it's
and
it's
everyone
game
was
changer.
like, we might have to do our nights out here. Like our end of season might have to be here. Like £3 for a Guinness. It's insane.
I don't understand how they can do that.
There's a Weatherspoons in, I want to say Alicante. I think it's like the biggest or maybe one of the only
Alicante?
Weatherspoons outside of England. And it's like really expensive. I think it's in the airport. And like a pint is like £7, but it's a Spoons. It's mental.
But I guess airport pint is different.
Someone might have to correct. I think it's Alicante.
A
Someone told me the other
Spoons
day.
in Alicante. I mean,
Yes.
that does kind of check out.
This guy told me because I was doing the video this week, and he was a random guy on a train, and I needed to know how long a furlong was in horse racing terms. And like I was asking people on this train.
This guy was like, well, I don't know, but I can tell you there's a Spoons in Alicante.
Well, literally. But before that, he went, oh, I can help you. My dad's a jockey. And I went, amazing. How long's a furlong? He was like, I don't know. I was like, she went, call him. And he was like, shut up. I was like, call him now. 200 metres.
Exactly.
200 metres, yeah.
Ah.
Is it like this video? I had to carry Kieran Carlin for 200 metres for the length of a furlong, but we didn't get told how long it was.
200 metres is quite a long way
Especially with Kieran
to
Carlin
carry
on your back.
someone on your back. Friend of the show.
I was screaming at him to stop reviewing food when we got about 100 metres in.
I've been quite enjoying his social content recently.
Mate, he is smashing it.
He makes good videos.
He's like started to go really artistic
yeah.
on Instagram, and they're good.
Yeah, I saw like the AI one.
That was good. That was
really
probably
good.
my favourite. I really liked the first London one of where was he? Begins with a B in London. The place that's really like
Barbican.
yes, Barbican. He filmed it like. Did you not see that one?
No.
Oh, okay. He was like filming through people's windows and stuff, and I was like, mate, you got to stop doing this. I'm joking. He was though.
Man of many talents. He knows his football. He knows his art.
Yeah,
He knows his furlongs.
He's good, mate. I love that boy.
Yeah, good man. Big win for Fulham at the weekend.
Oh, come on!
Up to
Race to Europe, baby. Can you imagine if we get Europe and win the FA Cup, Ollie?
You know, we did. I was on Pitchside this morning.
What
It's probably the second best podcast I've been on today.
Yeah.
And we had to predict the Premier League table from 20th to 1st, and all of us had Fulham in 7th.
Really?
Yeah.
Mate, that makes me so happy, but
did.
that also scares me a bit. Why, though? Why do you think...
Well, the producer did kind of go like, "Why?" And I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
why
I
do
feel
you-
like they're cooking something." He was like, "They lost 3 in a row before these last 2
Yeah,
games."
we
I was
were on a
like,
really bad run.
I just said I don't really trust any of these other teams to put a run together.
We have
I think Fulham are the best team in that
We have
group.
5 games now that we should win, including Southampton in the FA Cup. But we have like 5 winnable games. So
Yeah.
Spurs was one of them. We won. Spoiler alert. West Ham tomorrow night. And then I think we've got Burnley and we've obviously got Southampton, and then there's one more game in there. I think it's Forest, which is a bit tough, but where they are.
It'll be so on brand for you to like lose at home to West Ham, though. Do you know what I mean?
I know,
That would
really
be classic Premier League this season for you to do that.
Yeah,
Not just personally to you.
I feel like we struggle against West Ham as well.
I said they're going to stay up in that.
Yeah,
I know I actually said last week on this very podcast that they would go down.
So the only reason I thought we'd beat Spurs, but the only thing I thought maybe we lose is because it's like who actually needs to win more, Spurs? And it's kind of the same thing. Like West Ham need the win more than Fulham.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it's a game we could slip up in. But I will say we covered relegation in last episode. I firmly believe Spurs are getting relegated now. Watching them in the flesh, I was working an event yesterday, so I actually missed half of the first half. We were packing up. We had to do this integration for a brand that's sponsored with Fulham, and they had a huge screen behind where we were filming, and I was just like completely checked out the second the game started. It was the weirdest thing watching the game on like a 80-inch TV whilst kind of working, but also then like hearing the goal. Like we scored, and then I looked, and then we scored, and it was a weird thing. I know people have that when you go down to get a beer, but yeah, it was such a big win. But Spurs' body language to a man, especially Van der Ven. I saw a friend of the show, Ben Bowman, make a TikTok on this where I actually think Van der Ven is like almost hurting his chances of a big move.
Yeah.
Like watching him, not once did I see any leadership. I didn't see any like galvanising the squad. I didn't see any lifting, any like huddles if a player was down injured. Like nothing that gave me. And just to a man, they just looked so defeated.
I think they just might have mentally checked out.
Yeah, a couple players like Richarlison, Tell played both really well. Solanke I thought was okay as well in spells, but I missed most of the first half. But yeah, they just looked so poor.
I just can't. I can actually wrap my head around it now, but like it's unbelievable.
Mate, I'm telling you, if Smith Rowe, who I do think's improved a lot for us, if Smith Rowe took a couple of his chances that I think on paper like he should easily take, we could have won that game 5-0.
Yeah.
And it's like Fulham have just beat Spurs 5-0. Like that it was that type of game.
They probably need a result like that though to really like wake them up.
They need a new manager. I don't like him.
Igor Tudor called you
don't
cheats.
Like him. Yeah, you saw that.
Yeah.
He called us cheats. Like fair enough, like there was the push in the North London derby.
Do you think that's a foul? Or drag us in?
I mean, I think it's no, because do you know what? I actually don't, because I hate when centre backs, 6'3" centre backs, get a two-hand in the back and they just throw themselves to the floor. And I get why they do it. So I don't think it was a foul on Gabriel, but I don't think it was a foul on Dragusin.
Yeah, I think both were a foul.
What if you put two hands on?
I just think it does make a difference to you when you're jumping.
Yeah, look, either way, I'm not that passionate about it. But fuck Tudor for saying he was calling us cheats.
Yeah,
I understand if he was going, the refs got it wrong, where's the consistency? But he goes, Raul Jimenez and Fulham cheated. And he's like, I mean, cheat?
Yeah. Also, like, why are you saying that when you've just been shit again?
Yeah. I mean, I actually think he could get sacked.
Yeah, well, it sounds like he might.
He's just because he's basically just calling them all shit.
I think if they lose to us on Thursday, which I really don't think they will, for what it's worth, but if they do, actually, we've got a weekend off, so we'll probably go like full strength of that and
give them a tough game. It's 8 o'clock kickoff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got a late game.
I'm going to the pub beforehand with Ben and Seb. Which should be interesting. They've got good neutral pubs at Spurs. Talking of cheats, Mateus Cunha.
I knew you were going to do that.
What's that clip of Ty from AFTV where he's like, he's he's like during COVID, and he's like, first of all, I just want to say like Black Lives Matter, blah blah blah. And then he gets up and he goes like, Mope, you're a cheat. That's how I feel about Mateus Cunha. You're a cheat.
As soon as you started that, I just heard producer Jacob,
he knows the one.
Sniggering. Yeah,
that clip is like possibly my favourite ever.
You're a
meme.
cheat.
He's like goes like right up to the camera. He's like, you're a disgrace, Mope.
Is that your favourite AFTV meme?
Yeah, I think so. Or the one where Lee judges.
Don't steal mine.
No, it's on his phone.
Oh, you're stealing mine.
That's such a good gif.
I use it
all
the time. Like, if your mate's like late to the pub and they go like, "Oh, I'm not going to make it."
Yeah.
It's the one where he's literally like leaning in. He's like, he's done it again.
That little bastard.
That's Kane, isn't it? He says about those are great. And shout out to one of the goats we mustn't forget Robbie.
It's been raining.
It's raining for both teams.
Oh, what a guy.
There was one the other day on AFTV about swirling winds. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Some fan said the winds. I actually didn't recognise the fan, but he said we were like, swirling winds out there or something.
You know what one I've never found that
Wolves
funny
game.
is the Allegri one. You know when the guy's like, Massimo Allegri will be our manager at the start of next season. I can't say how I know this, but I know for a fact.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't move me. Maybe we should do that as an episode ranking AFTV. Number S tier. Time, Mope, you're a cheat or a disgrace, and Lee judges. Anyway, back to Cunha. He is a cheat.
Yeah, is he a cheat? I think
Yeah.
Palace player would go down in the same situation.
We wouldn't get it. That's the problem, though. Like, I made a video about this. I've been kind of getting flamed in my comments recently. It's been been a bad week or so. You know what's really getting out of hand, before I talk about Cunha, is the Arsenal thing in my comments. It's getting out of hand now.
What, you been an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, it's like, I'll make a video. Like, Arsenal Chelsea. Obviously, I'm going to make a video about that. People are like, he's not even hiding the fact he's an Arsenal fan now. I'm like, what? Because I'm like, well done, Arsenal beat Chelsea. They're like, this guy's an Arsenal fan. I saw in the on the clips page we have, when you're talking about Smith Rowe,
Yeah.
and you say that he's got a point to prove, and I don't say anything.
You're just
I
there.
go,
Bro's just there.
and the top comments like, why is Ollie pulling that face? He's just saying that Smith Rowe, something about him being good at Arsenal. I was like, I didn't say a word. I was just sat there and I listened to you for a minute. I'm getting heat for it. Oh God. I'm hoping if Arsenal win the league, people will get off my fucking back about it, bro.
Do you reckon?
I think they will. I've said this before. I think people will just stop caring about Arsenal as much. I'll
Yeah.
probably be accused of supporting someone else.
Yeah,
Another comment. Sorry. I've been getting rattled this week. It's just a bit of therapy. In one of the many Arsenal comments I had, someone replied to one of them. He went, yeah, Ollie literally said previously, like when Palace were in the Championship, Arsenal were his Prem team. I was like, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Never said that. Also isn't true.
If anything, you said you had a soft spot for Liverpool.
I've
growing up.
opened it up, but no one cares about that. I've said that so many times.
I've never seen a
I
comment about
said that I wanted Liverpool to beat us at Istanbul, and no one cared. If I said that about if I said end of the season, because we've got Arsenal at home, last game of the season. If I went, I want Arsenal to beat us so they win the league. You know that's going fucking triple platinum.
Yeah.
Whereas me saying that about Liverpool, no one cares.
Well,
bro.
keep that one stored, mate. If you're having a bad month, you can just throw that out.
Yeah, I'm not actually meant to be going to the game on the last day of the season because I'm going to a festival, but if I thought it'd be quite funny if I went and I was like, if Arsenal win the league at Palace, that is quite funny for my content. But I was like, I think people would actually just be so angry about it that like they wouldn't be able to see the funny side.
What fan base do you think is the most like in on this narrative?
Probably Chelsea.
Chelsea fans.
Probably Chelsea, because I think I hate them as well,
Right.
which I kind of do.
Did you enjoy the Arsenal Chelsea game yesterday?
Wasn't a great watch. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. It wasn't the best watch, was it?
No.
I do love the Chelsea red cards.
It's just mental.
It's so
isn't
funny,
it?
isn't it? It's like what is he doing?
They're just brain dead. They are brain dead.
10. If you include Maresca, it's 10 red cards. Then for them this season.
10
9 for the players, 10 with Maresca.
in one season.
It's insane. And we're not even at the end of it. We're in March, early March.
Oh no, they could hit double figures in the Prem.
Yeah,
because it's 10 in all comps. I
think it's all comps. Yeah.
I think that actually leads us quite nicely onto our segment.
Go
on. About Chelsea, who obviously, not exclusively about Chelsea, but Chelsea are in a bit of a funny,
tough
place
position
right now.
Mm.
They are still doing all right in the league. They're still in the Champions League. Are they still in the FA Cup?
They are. Yeah.
What do they prioritise? What's the priority for Chelsea? We're going to go through every single Premier League team's priority for this season.
Yeah. So should we start?
We'll go bottom up.
Bottom up. I mean, Wolves.
Just don't be too sad about being relegated.
Yeah.
Have some sort of momentum.
What do you think their squad looks like in the Championship? Do you think they keep most of them?
Exactly the same, probably, apart from like Gomez and Mane.
Which Gomez?
Yeah.
14 of them.
Yeah, all of them. Burnley. You know what, mate? I feel sorry for Burnley.
Burnley game was crazy.
If Burnley had won that, which they obviously very nearly did, they'd only be 2 points behind West Ham.
Yeah. That's insane.
I still think they'll go down.
They don't have a chance now, I don't think. No, they're on 19 points, West Ham 25.
Yeah, it's a big gap.
I do know if they'd won that, and especially in the style from going 3-0 down and then coming back. I mean, that's
They've had a few good comebacks recently, namely against.
I think Burnley need to probably do. I always give a lot of shit to Scott Parker, but he's a good Championship manager, so just keep him.
Yeah,
and just probably try and come back up.
Burnley will
Sometimes it's not the worst thing to go down and come back up. Fulham have done that, where you go up, you come down, come back up, and you need to break that cycle eventually. But they don't have a squad that's Premier League ready.
They don't.
Just get them gone.
Forest, West Ham, Spurs, just stay up.
We spoke about it in depth last week. We did a really good relegation episode, didn't we? The only thing I'd add that's new from me is seeing Spurs in the flesh, and I'll be really interested when we chat next week to talk to you about it. I do think they're going down now. I just think they just look so checked out.
I can't believe they beat us at Selhurst in December. It's embarrassing. One quick question. Do you think Spurs would take winning the Champions League but going down? Yes or no?
Yes. I think they would.
I agree. Ben Bowman said no.
Really? No, I think you would.
I think you would.
That's massive. This episode is sponsored by Hill Coaching Company.
Feeling stuck, bored, or quietly running on empty? Oliver Hill is a UK-based business coach guiding leaders, founders, and entrepreneurs to intentional happiness, wealth, and legacy.
The work is direct and challenging. Honest conversations exposing the self-sabotage and breaking down the comfort zones that no longer serve you.
The result? Clearer decisions, stronger relationships, genuine happiness, and success that feels enjoyable.
Find out more at hillcoachingcompany.co.uk.
Above that, Leeds.
Wow.
I mean, what's Leeds got on? They're probably
Did
safe,
you
aren't they?
see the sort of story this week about how home records have changed so much compared to what they used to be? So
No.
home records, I don't have the statistics in front of me. Jacob might be able to look it up, but home advantage has never been less. Like, I think it was 4 out of the last 21 home games. 4 out of the last 21 teams playing at home have won, basically. So it was a really weird, it was a mental stat, and it's never been like a less of an advantage to play at home, apart from COVID, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I remember that.
So Leeds are second in the league for and I'm going to butcher the stat, whatever they'd call it, X wins at home, or how many wins they've had at home. I don't know, but they're like, and I think we spoke about it. So I think just prioritising winning at Ellen Road. They're in the FA Cup when they're playing Norwich, so they probably will get through that. But it's also, do you know what? Producer Jacob, obviously a Norwich fan, he was quite unhappy with that draw, but I think that Leeds is a great draw for Norwich.
Leeds don't care about the FA
They
Cup
don't want to win the FA Cup
don't
this
care
year.
about
They
the
want to
FA
stay
Cup.
up. They're on 31 points, with Palace above them on 35. Like, they are still in a relegation fight.
I think, theirs is still just stay up, but they're in a really good position to achieve their goal this year.
100%. And with with the home games they've got coming up, Brentford, Sunderland at home, Wolves they play at home, Burnley they play at home, Brighton they play at home.
Really, all
Brighton
of them,
could be on that's if they win 3 of them, they're fine.
Yeah,
So,
they probably don't even need to win 3 of them.
Yeah.
Just above them, do you like how much? You notice I'm doing this off the dome, by the way, the league table.
Yeah, that is
because I've just spent
that is
all
a talent
morning
I
looking
don't
at
have.
it. Palace, 14th.
Palace. Are you in a relegation fight still?
No.
10 points clear of West Ham?
No, I think we're all right.
I mean, yours is the most obvious thing of all. You just win the
Conference
Conference League. We spoke about it a little bit off air. You've got a team from Cyprus.
Larnaca. Just booked my flights. Spent £600 on flights. Rip off. Should have booked it earlier. And British Airways and EasyJet have grounded all their flights to Larnaca today because of the ongoing conflict.
Yes.
So
you're not going to that?
Well, I hope everything's resolved by then. Not
just for Crystal Palace,
just generally.
No, of course.
That same thing happened in Lublin when we played. Obviously, when we played Dynamo Kiev, that got moved for obvious reasons to Poland. But then when we were in Poland, there were like Russian drones in Poland.
Yikes!
So they just
Crystal Palace might be the
Palace are just the common denominator here. Yeah, but we got Larnaca. Then next round we'll probably have Fiorentina,
who are in a relegation scrap.
In City. Like you look at the teams left, and I'm like, if we lost to any of these teams across 2 legs, just in isolation, I would be very disappointed.
Who's apart from Fiorentina, who's the toughest team left in that list?
There's Strasbourg are probably the best ones left, but they're only mid-table now.
Who took over at Strasbourg?
Gary O'Neill.
Oh, of course he did. Yeah.
But they're still a good team, and they beat us earlier in the competition. They were fortunate to do it, but they did beat us. Mainz in Germany, Rayo Vallecano. Alkmaar, but we battered Alkmaar at Selhurst already in the league phase. So
this has to be your trophy. This is the only thing Palace needs to
It's a horrible feeling where I'm like, I expect us to win this trophy. I've never, ever had that feeling as a Palace fan.
You're on 35 points with 10 games to play in the Prem. What do you think? You need 2 wins to be safe, realistically?
Honestly, the Prem... That's why, despite my tirade against Mateus Cunha at the start of the pod, I'm not that bothered about the league now. It was just stay up.
Yeah.
So I think we've still got to play... I think we have quite a lot of difficult games left off the top of my head. We've got Spurs on Thursday away.
Yeah.
We've still got to play Arsenal home, City away, Liverpool.
You've got Spurs on Thursday, and then you have a week until you play in Cyprus.
Yeah, we're not in the FA
so
Cup.
You'll probably go full strength for that.
We're playing Thursdays non-stop now. I've not got any free Thursdays, assuming we qualify.
Do you like that? Do you like a Thursday night game
I don't really like a Thursday night game. It's honestly just been if Europe's really excited now because we're in the knockouts. I'm buzzing for it the whole time. The league phase was honestly, not to sound spoiled, it was a bit of an inconvenience at times. So great, we're playing KUPS, and we're playing today, and we're playing on Saturday, and we're playing on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it's just
You just don't have the squad for that, do you, this season? But yeah, it's got to be the focus. It's the obvious
Conference
one.
League. Then we go into a bit of a nether zone, don't we? Of
We go up
nothingness.
north. We go Newcastle and Sunderland. 36 points, Newcastle 37, Sunderland. We slightly disagreed. I think Sunderland is still in this European seventh push
But
place.
it's not their goal, is it?
I think the issue they'll have is they have had a few injuries. They
Yeah.
had 2 players go off against Fulham a couple of weeks ago.
Xhaka's back now, though.
Xhaka's back, but it's very much like you can understand the on-the-beach mentality. They've come up
Yeah.
in the playoffs. Like they shouldn't be anywhere near where they've been all season. Once they get 40, 42 points, you can have a lot of players
Yeah.
probably be like, well, job done.
Job done, yeah.
So I don't think they'll have the hunger to get that 7th place. So it's
Maybe just
go
enjoy it.
Go Ibiza. Just go Ibiza.
Go Ibiza.
Newcastle, though, a point below them is
Yeah.
interesting. So they're still in the Champions League. They're still in the FA Cup. But I did see Eddie Howe has come out after the game against Everton and questioned his players' attitude in big versus small games. Like whether it's a big game, he says they can get up for it. Small games like Everton, which his words, not mine.
It's true. Like Lewis said very similar earlier on pitch side. He was like, when it's a Saturday 3 o'clock, not on TV, our players just don't seem to care. But when we play a big team, they bang up for it and they charge around. I mean, what is Newcastle's goal?
Maybe
they're not going to win the Champions League.
It's got to be the FA Cup.
I think it's going
Realistically,
deep in
if
both
you're
of
sitting
those.
if you're sitting at the management level, they're probably going, we will obviously prioritise the 2 cups, but the FA Cup's a focus. Because they got City at home in that.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough. But is
City going to care that much?
I think City's priority is to get past Real Madrid in the Champions League. We'll get to them later, obviously, and win the Prem. So I think that's almost a little bit more favourable than it looks on paper to Newcastle. Like
Possibly.
They can go full strength, get all the banners out, get everyone's tops off.
I reckon
Consensually.
Newcastle have Barca. You know what? Like, if Newcastle beat Barca across 2 legs in the Champions League, not impossible. Like, that the season becomes memorable.
Well, we've just said they get up for big games.
Yeah.
So that isn't something I
And
don't think they can win the Champions League, but I think they could conceivably get past Barcelona.
But if you get past Barcelona, that side of the draw is lovely. After that, it's basically just like Arsenal and a bunch of random teams. I say random teams. Actually, they'd probably play Spurs, I think, in the next round.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that's how the draws worked. So the league doesn't matter to Newcastle
Spurs
now.
against Madrid.
Atletico Madrid.
They play Atletico Madrid. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, but
Spurs aren't getting past Atletico Madrid.
They could.
But Newcastle, realistically, you just sack off the league.
Deep cup runs.
Just cups.
Yeah.
I do think they could go far in that FA Cup. I do think that City draw is better than it looks on paper. I think City will have the rest players. What's Haaland's injury as well?
No one knows. Mystery injury.
Sidemen injury. See that? He did a collab with the Sidemen and then injured.
Vic
Star 1, 2,
God's
3.
sake.
Cameras went off. I know this because I'm obviously friends of the Sidemen. I know that Vic Star 2-footed Haaland. Just 2-footed him.
Respect. He's a big Arsenal fan, right, Vic?
No,
he is.
Yeah. I did see there. Did you watch their video?
No.
It was good. I watched. I don't normally watch the Sidemen's videos because I don't actually have the. I feel like I don't have the time. They're like 2 hours long. They're like movies every week.
If you want to lock in on Sidemen content, you've got to have a lot of time.
But it was a bit shorter. I quite like Haaland for his personality as well, and I was like, I want to see the boys with one of the best footballers in the world. That's sick. Spoiler alert! If you're going to watch it, don't listen to this. They did a mystery footballer, guess the footballer.
Oh yeah.
And they voted out the number 1 guy. They were like, God, they made him do like this jump and both his knees cracked, and like everyone was laughing. And it was Chris MD. At the end,
Really?
He revealed it. He was like putting on a voice and stuff. Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
That's class.
Do you want to know who the mystery footballer was?
Yeah.
You want to know? Have a guess. I'll give you a guess. Right, he played for a team that's currently doing very well in the Premier League, but probably should have got relegated, and I don't like them. And what's another good clue? He's now at one of the oldest clubs in the Championship. I'm giving you some really weird clues.
Did you play for Brentford?
Yeah. And
wait, don't tell me. One of the oldest clubs in the Championship, Brentford.
Can I give you one more clue? I don't know what's going on with this Red Bull. It's going straight to my brain. His first and last name are the same length.
Ben Mee.
Yeah, Ben
What
Mee.
the fuck?
Ben Mee was the footballer. And they voted him out with Chris MD in the first round.
That's criminal.
They did a whole thing on his height. They were like, oh, he's too small. And like Simon went and stood next to him, and then he was basically Zerka's height. And they were like, nah, he's too small. He's too small.
Do you think Ben Mee's thinking in that situation, like, who are these guys to tell me I'm too small? I've literally played in the Premier League for like 10 years.
Haaland was great on the content because he was like, I feel like I'm I could be calling someone shit who's really good, because that's basically what he was doing. He was like, I'm just digging out championship, because you had to say whether he said he was a championship player when they asked him.
That's a bit of an L though. They voted out Chris and Ben Mee.
Probably the two best. Well,
probably...
there was Scott Pollock was there as well.
Right, okay.
So probably the first and third best player there.
So do they wear? Yeah, they wear
mask and goggles and all this. Yeah. But anyway, we digress massively. But why did we even get onto that? What were we talking about?
Haaland's injury.
Vic Star,
Newcastle. Playing Man City in the FA Cup.
Bro, smooth transition.
Yeah, wow.
We're back.
Woo!
Yeah, I do think that Newcastle could get
runs.
something.
Brighton are next. Is that
Brighton
correct?
are next. They're level on points with Sunderland.
Probably just liquidate as a club, I reckon. Their goal should just be to cease to exist.
Really?
Unbiased opinion. I don't even have any skin in the game. Genuinely.
They're a weird team. I don't really feel like they're in the race to Europe, even though they're on 37 points.
They're in a really odd place.
So inconsistent.
They're like Hertzler's really unpopular. They're out of the cup. Losers. I think it's probably just don't get sucked into anything bad.
They've won their last 2, but before that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games without a win.
They were on a terrible run before that. And who they beat? They beaten Forest, and the Brentford game was a really good result.
They beat Brentford. Yeah, Brentford and Forest. I mean, Forest, the result's still good. I think Forest are dangerous, fighting for their lives down there.
Yeah.
They almost remind me a little bit of Fulham. I think we're in a better place, and we'll get onto Fulham. But I think Brighton are just... They go on these runs of 3 or 4 games looking really good, and then it kind of just goes a bit flat for 3 or 4 games.
Based on what they spent in the summer and where they are in the league and how far off they are, I still think their goal is probably qualify for Europe, but it's an ambitious goal.
Yeah, they're not.
They've got nothing else to aim for apart from that.
So we're saying that's the same with Bournemouth, just above them.
I think Bournemouth probably the same. Yeah, where are Bournemouth in the FA Cup? Are they in the FA Cup?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Bournemouth are in the FA Cup. Nah, they're not. They're not.
Yeah, Bournemouth the same. I just can't really see them stringing a run together, though.
No, fixtures-wise, I've just got it up here. They've got to play both of us again, bro. So that's 2 losses.
Unlucky, guys.
Unlucky. And City. They've got some tough games. They do. They've got to go to the Emirates. They've got to go to St James's Park.
Yeah.
Brentford.
Again, same as Brighton. Same as their South Coast friends.
I think we get a bit more serious here when it comes to Europe.
Qualify for Europe. Let's jump up.
Let's
to the big
get
teams.
to the seriously big teams. The massive clubs in England.
We drew an arbitrary line beforehand of okay, where is European qualification really kick in? And we did say it starts. Genuinely, it wasn't John who led this. It starts at Fulham. I think Fulham are in with a shout.
Yeah, we are.
Mate, the floor's yours. What do Fulham prioritise this season?
Obviously, we've had our famous Europa League run.
Was famous 2010. We all remember it.
Massive.
Obviously, Mora.
But we're clapping that. Mate, I'll clap that. I will clap that. I controversially think, though, we should be focusing on the FA Cup. Obviously, that would get us European football. But I think the squad is there. I've spoke about this on the pod a few times. We can go in that Southampton... Annoying Kevin's got injured, but against...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he's out for the season.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Very frustrating. Iwobi was back on the wing for parts of the game against Spurs, which isn't a big issue. I think we do have...
shame, though.
It's a shame, but we got the squad depth to go far in this cup. We've got Southampton, and I think I've said this before, there are some teams that have their eyes on bigger things.
Yeah.
I don't think Chelsea will get to them. Should be focusing on the FA Cup. I think Newcastle probably will, so they're a big threat. But City and Arsenal in this race for Champions League and Premier League.
Yeah, United are out of it. Villa are out of it.
Villa are out of it. You've got Leeds, Norwich, right? If Leeds beat Norwich, or if Norwich manage to get through, if we get one of those teams, that's a quarter-final against a Leeds team that's probably still trying to stay up, or Norwich. Respectfully, Jacob, it's Norwich. So
then
you're in a semi-final, and then it's right. So my big push. I think these next 5 games, I said this as well, are massive. I don't think Fulham fans on the run we were on expected us to beat Sunderland like we did.
No, that was a big win. Actually,
that was a big win, and then we beat Spurs, and there was this Spurs was the start of this 5-game run that I think we should win all 5. I genuinely do. We got West Ham next at home. We got Southampton in the cup. We got Forest away, which could be tricky, but
possible banana skin. Yeah,
and then we got Burnley at home. Scott Parker doesn't do well against
the Scott Parker derby.
He doesn't do well against Fulham. Europe is conceivable. 40 points. It could happen, but I would focus on the FA Cup.
Well, the FA Cup is the best way of qualifying, right? Because it's 2 birds, 1 stone.
100%.
But do you think it's easier to win the FA Cup than it is to qualify in the league? Considering you're competing with, at that moment, in 7th place, realistically 7th is what you'll have to get Europe.
Yeah.
8th might go down. I lose track with all the various teams winning various competitions.
Yeah, 6th and 7th get Europa, and the 8th gets conference, right?
Yeah, but I don't know.
But then if someone wins something,
if we win the Conference League, do we take that Europa League off?
FA Cup and Carabao Cup. So whoever wins Carabao Cup and FA Cup. So if City and Arsenal start, they'll get Champions League. So that will then go down. But if, say, Norwich won the FA Cup, then we'd take that spot and it wouldn't be in the league.
Yeah, but then it's like, okay, well, what if Palace win the Conference League? We then get a Europa spot, but then that doesn't take one off the league, does it?
So.
It gets very confusing.
It does get confusing. Let's just assume, though, 8th gets Conference League.
Yeah.
We're level on points with Everton above us on 40, so, yeah. I actually gave up hope on Europe until we beat Sunderland, and then I was like, oh, okay. Because we were on a bit of a bad run before that. You asked me a question, is it easier to win the FA Cup currently or to get that 8th spot? Probably is easier to get that 8th spot. If I'm looking here and we're competing with Bournemouth, Everton, Brentford for it.
Yeah.
And the teams you've said are in that FA Cup.
I don't want to just bring everything back to Palace, but it's a very, very similar situation to what Palace were in around this time last year. We were pushing up the league and we were on a really good run.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just all caught FA Cup fever.
Yeah.
And that might, if you win the next round and get like a winnable game, I think all of a sudden the fans will just start to care more about the cup and it becomes more of a thing.
Definitely for Fulham. And you could speak to it best because you know, obviously, with Palace never winning a trophy, like that would be. We would like the fan base at Fulham would absolutely every single Fulham fan rather win the FA Cup. For obvious reasons.
Definitely, yeah.
So yeah, I think that. I just really, really hope we get past Southampton if we slip up there.
Is it at home?
Yeah, we will. I think we will.
You'll play a strong team.
I don't even know much about Southampton. I don't know anything about them, really.
No, I think they're down the bottom of the Championship, aren't they?
They're cruising towards playoffs.
They're moving towards playoffs. Doesn't Roy Keane's future son-in-law play centre-back for them? Yeah.
Scored for England on his debut. Fun fact. So Fulham win the FA Cup.
Yeah. But I do... Yes. Yeah, prioritise the FA Cup. I mean, basically, it comes down to, at this stage, we don't need to prioritise. I think if we do get a favourable draw in the quarter-final, if we get past Southampton, that's when it becomes, let's focus on that. We've got a really good squad for Fulham. So I think we can focus on both. Quarter-final, favourable draw, go all in on the FA Cup.
Nice. I respect that.
Everton. Level on points with Fulham. Great win at the weekend.
I mean, they are not in the cup.
No.
Really tested my FA Cup knowledge. I checked out.
They're not. I don't think they are.
I'm pretty sure they got all arsey when they got knocked out by someone.
Everton aren't in it, I'm pretty sure.
Everton have a genuine shot at European football, and I think they also have the squad for it in the league. I do. I think that Newcastle game is a great win. Their depth isn't amazing, but like they've got good players all over the pitch.
No, I agree.
Do you think they've got a realistic? Do you think they will?
Yeah, I think Everton have a really good chance. I mean, above them is Brentford and Chelsea. I think they can easily catch Brentford. I mean, below, obviously, Fulham, Bournemouth, Brighton. I don't look at any of those teams and think Everton's especially their starting 11. I think it's a very strong starting 11.
Being out of the cup will probably work in their favour. Again, like if you're in the cup, like that, you just want teams around you being distracted by things, right? Which they
Everton
might be.
Well.
And same with when you go, obviously look further up the table. I know maybe they're a bit of a stretch away, but like the Chelseas, etc., they'll have other things on their mind. So Everton qualify for Europe through the league.
I mean, that's the. I think I actually really think they could.
What about Brentford? Your best friend.
I mean, it's just Europe, isn't it? They got to focus on. Are they in the FA Cup? We should probably know this.
We should just get the FA Cup draw.
They are. They play Bournemouth in the FA Cup. Oh no, West Ham. Do they play West Ham? Jacob, you're gonna have to check this.
Yeah, they got
West Ham. West Ham away.
Again, Brentford will prioritise that.
Brentford are in a very similar position to Fulham. I think it's exactly copy and paste. It's the same thing, isn't it? They literally, everything we said for Brentford.
Fulham FA Cup final. That actually would be terrible.
I would bet my...
That would be the lamest FA Cup final ever.
I would bet my kidneys on us beating them, mate. Would
you want to play them?
Yes.
Really? There was a bit of a thing last year when Brighton and Palace were both in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, I'd love to play Brighton in the FA Cup final." I was like, I wouldn't.
Feel a bit sick, yeah.
Imagine
Brentford
beat
in
you
the FA Cup final.
It'd be terrible.
It's the
same thing as Palace Brighton. It's like they will forever have that over you. Neither of you have won a trophy ever.
Yeah.
You play each other in the cup final when they beat you.
But I'd be so confident. Last time we played him, Joe Bryan had Raya on strings.
What, playoff final?
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was
well,
the COVID one.
I remember
so
watching
weird.
it.
Yeah. And I was, we're good at Wembley. Last 2 times we've been there. Tom Kearney.
Yeah, but it's different kettle of fish, mate. This is the big leagues now, bro. I like this championship playoff.
I'd back us to beat Brentford. I would want us to do it because I think like football is all about. Would I? Yeah, you would. You'd want. Yeah, I'd want us to have Brentford in the final. But Brentford are the exact same as Fulham.
Yeah,
like, there's no point even like they just have to.
Do you think they will as well? I'm going to throw that back to you again. Do you think Brentford will get Europe this year?
Well, I think Brentford will beat West Ham in the cup. Sorry, I'm going FA Cup first. So again, I think like West Ham will be so distracted. Then Europe. Yeah, I think they probably will. Although they've had a few injuries as well, haven't they?
Don't know. I
think they. Yeah.
If Fulham get to the FA Cup final, can we get a box?
No, because I'd probably want to be. I'd probably want to be
bro.
like in the end.
Why?
You did. Yeah, sorry. You literally turned down paid work to.
I did
with probably your dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Semi-final. I took Club Wembley.
Mate, I'd do the same. I'd go with my best mate and his dad, and I would just want to enjoy the day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to like be in a box or.
I was about to ask you then. Do you think you'd sell out your allocation? But that's just an inflammatory question. So I'm not going to ask it. Of course you would.
What are you doing? We sold out the championship at Wembley twice.
Yeah, one of them was COVID, mate. No tickets available.
No, we sold out.
2020, we full place out, bro.
Yeah. I'm genuinely still thinking about the prospects of playing Brentford in the FA Cup final. And I feel sick.
I don't want to be rude, but like that, I probably wouldn't. I'd watch that for you. I wouldn't care about it at all otherwise.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I would.
And obviously the FA Cup is just for Ollie Thomas's entertainment.
Yeah, well, as I said at the start of the season, the 2026 FA Cup final is irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
The competition died for me 2025.
What if it's Macclesfield?
They got knocked out by Brentford, actually.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking Mansfield still in it, aren't they?
Yeah, they're playing Arsenal. I think the thing was with Brentford, and I said the same thing about Villa in regards to the title race. Once teams start treating you as a team to be reckoned with, things just change.
Yeah.
Once teams start going, oh, Brentford, that's pretty good.
Tricky game.
We should maybe show them a bit more respect. Like, also, they nearly lost to Burnley.
Yeah, that was
and they lost
shaky.
3-0 at home to Brighton, 2-0 at home to Brighton. And those are two pretty bad teams at the moment. They are wobbling a bit. I think Bottle does count for quite a lot. And I think Fulham have Bottle. I think Everton probably have Bottle as well.
I tell you what, they've got. We'll find out a lot about Brentford because they've got Bournemouth next, which is kind of a team in and around. Yeah. They've got the West Ham game in the cup. Then it's Wolves at home at 8 o'clock. So they should, if they don't win that,
we've got them soon. I think
Leeds away 8 o'clock. Everton, Fulham.
Oof.
So they play a lot of teams around that. There's a lot that could change. But, I mean, they're the best placed team to do it, realistically. They are in 7th. They have 43 points.
There's a little bit of 2 points above 8th?
They're 3 points above Everton and Fulham. So they are...
They've got a bit of...
They're in the driving seat. It's in their hands.
It would be fun if Brentford got Europe. No offence. Fulham and Brentford, Europa League final next year. Who says no?
You would be fun if Brentford got Europe. For who?
For Brentford.
Okay, Ollie. You wouldn't tune into a single Brentford
game
in the Conference League.
Of course I wouldn't.
You're going to watch Brentford play like...
Well, I don't care.
Some team from Greece.
Yeah.
Of course you wouldn't.
I would. Brentford, AEK Athens. I've wanted to watch that my entire life.
God, this guy.
That's my dream fixture.
This guy. We've spent way too long on our podcast talking about Brentford. So let's go up the table to Chelsea.
Oh, that's a big one.
Were you impressed with their performance against Arsenal? Did it convince you that they could get Champions League? They're currently in 6th.
I heard Gary Neville say on his podcast, and I totally agree with this, Chelsea just make you feel so many different things in a game. In one game you could be like, wow, this Chelsea team is really good.
Yep.
Then you go, God, this Chelsea team are terrible. Oh, they can't discipline themselves.
Yes.
They're just a very confusing
chaotic
team. They're very chaotic.
Yeah.
I really don't. I just don't know about them.
They're in an interesting place. Did you see the losses that they've reported for last year?
Yeah.
They're like record losses of, I think if you include Strasbourg in them, which we're going to do because they're the same club, it's like 400 million in losses.
Well, Chelsea and Strasbourg are the top two in terms of losses
I think Strasbourg were like 6th,
Oh.
but they were there. I
They're
can
right,
see
they're
the
right at
graph
the
in my
top,
head.
yeah.
It was like Chelsea, I think Villa were up there, and then
Oh,
it
yeah,
was like
you're right,
5th or 6th
yeah.
was Strasbourg. But it equates like Chelsea alone were like 350 million. So like they're in a pretty interesting place where if they don't get Champions League football, how that will affect them financially, and maybe they need to focus on that.
Yeah, I think that's. And do you think Chelsea could win the Champions League?
No.
A lot of their fans for a while seemed convinced that they would.
Hey, look, I honestly, obviously, I don't like Chelsea, but you have to respect. I do actually have a big thing for respecting club heritage. Like, it's the reason I thought Man United would beat Tottenham, even though they didn't. It's the reason when Tottenham were in that final against Liverpool, I'm like, Liverpool going to win. It's the reason we've spoken about in this podcast. If Liverpool were to play Arsenal in the Champions League final this year, I'd put my money on Arsenal losing, Liverpool winning. And I think like you can't disrespect. Like Chelsea have won the Champions League with a pretty mid Chelsea squad before.
Yeah, they have.
Havertz scoring a winner. Like,
but Rafinha.
I like Di Matteo. But then they had a better team when Di Matteo was the manager there. But yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they can win. Who have they got in the Champions League?
PSG.
Who
else they beat in that
makes me happy.
super prestigious Club World Cup, which everyone cared
probably
about.
doesn't work in their favour now because I feel like PSG will have a bit.
We'll be out for blood, yeah.
It's
Chelsea have to get top 5. They have to qualify for the Champions League.
I don't want to talk about finances, but it feels like they probably do for that reason as well.
But also then, because they have to sell players anyway, so if they don't get top 5, or they don't win the Champions League, they miss out on the Champions League money, so that's obviously big for them. Meaning they have to sell players. Also, but the players, like, again, we spoke about Cole Palmer previously.
I was just going there. You've just got there
Cole
before
Palmer
me.
now, like, I thought he was pretty terrible yesterday against Arsenal. And, like, I feel for him, he's definitely injured.
He's not fit.
He's not fit, but, like, there will come a point, and that point might be a lot sooner than we first thought, where he's going, okay, why am I at Chelsea? Why am I sat here? No disrespect to Rafinha. Why am I playing under Liam Rafinha for a Chelsea team that's playing in the Europa League next season? And my wing options next to me are Pedro Neto and Garnacho, and I've got Liam Delap or João Pedro in front of me up front. Like, why am I here?
No, you're right.
When I could be playing for even right now, football obviously changes quickly. If Man United are in for him, and he goes, Champions League football at Old Trafford. I'm playing with Bruno and Buemo, Cunha and Sesko.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Well, we did a fun predictions where we spoke a few episodes back of Cole Palmer's potential move to Real Madrid. Like, if Rodrigo fancies some more game time away from Madrid, he leaves.
Endrick swap deal.
Endrick swap deal. Endrick to Chelsea. Cole Palmer to Real Madrid. It's happening.
I think
I completely
Chelsea
agree.
scouted Endrick before. I read this the other day.
They had. I remember that. I completely agree with you though. Cole Palmer really needs to review where he's at the end of this season. He needs to get fit.
Yeah.
Because I think he's one of the best players in the league, and I don't think he's fit. You can see it in him, but. Yeah, like you said, looking at Garnacho, looking at Neto, looking up front, you got Liam Delap, who I think is young, but he's not a Premier League winning striker right now. Like, mate, I think he can.
I know João Pedro's been good. He has been good for Chelsea, a lot better than I thought he would be. But like, he's not like a world class striker.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Yeah,
I mean, Chelsea. This is different. Chelsea have to prioritise the league.
Yeah,
they don't. It'll be great for Rafinha to win a cup. But I think they have to get.
Doesn't
that
move
top
the needle,
5.
does it? Yeah,
they've got to get that top 5. They're currently 3 points behind Liverpool, and it's going to be tough.
Liverpool found a bit of momentum now. I know Chelsea are on a really good run under Rafinha, but they're just throwing so many points away.
Yeah,
like they drew at home to Leeds, drew at home to Burnley. Both those games they were ahead in.
They have only lost to Arsenal though. They have only lost to Arsenal under Rafinha.
Yeah, but it's just.
Do you want to know?
Wobbling.
Chelsea have only Chelsea lost to Fulham on the 7th of January. They then beat Charlton. They then lost to Arsenal. Then they won like 5 in a row.
6
in a row they won. Then they lost to Arsenal. Then they have gone unbeaten for another 4, and then they lost to Arsenal. They lost to Arsenal 3 times in a row.
Arsenal do have them in their back pocket now, don't they?
But yeah, I mean, they just have to focus on getting that 5th place and getting Champions League.
I back that.
Yeah, that's it.
Liverpool?
Champions League.
I think...
Like winning it?
I don't think they win. I don't think they've got a hope. I'm going to throw that out there right now.
Not hope.
I think Chelsea have more chance of winning that than Liverpool do.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's disrespectful.
I don't think Liverpool have much about them at all at the moment.
They play Wolves twice in a row in the league. Sorry, they play them in the FA Cup. They play them twice in a row next. Galatasaray, they should walk through that game.
Didn't they? They played them in the league phase, and I think they lost.
Really?
Or drew.
I mean, obviously going away to Galatasaray is tough, but
Yeah.
on paper they should win that.
You said previously about Arne Slot, I'm just going to call this back, that winning the FA Cup would go a long way for him.
Yes.
So do you not think the FA Cup could maybe be an opportunity for them
I did
to...
say that. Yeah, but
win a trophy. There's obviously not much pressure on the league. They do have to get top 5.
You are right. Realistically, their priority is going to be finishing the top 5. Then I think it's FA Cup. Then it's Champions League. But what does a club like Liverpool not prioritising the Champions League? What does that even look like, bro? They're not going to. They're not going to go into, I don't know, the semi-final or the quarter-final versus Barcelona and be like, let's rest Ekitike. Let's rest Van Dijk.
Their squad is thin though now. You know what's aged terribly is their transfer window. Do you remember at the start of the season, everyone said Liverpool squad was the best. They've had the best window like possibly ever in Premier League history. Well, where are all those players?
Yeah.
Obviously, Frimpong's been in and out. Kirkes started. He's got better, Kirkes, but he's not like a £50 million left back. Isak, obviously injured, but hasn't done much. Like Wirtz has been, better, but he's not like.
But I don't think it's as like drastic as you're making out, because I think a lot of those players will go on to have really successful Liverpool careers.
Possibly,
Ekitike and Wirtz especially. Isak, we're not sure.
I think if you said to a Liverpool fan at the start of the season that at the beginning of March, the priority would be to just qualify for the Champions League and go on a deep run in the Champions League or the FA Cup, they'd be like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
But it is just one of those seasons. Like, what did happen? What has happened?
Yeah, true.
They have. I agree. They've bought players that don't fit the system. Like, you can see that's obvious.
Should have bought Mark Gahey.
Yeah. Letting Gahey get away from them was crazy. Kirkes doesn't seem like the perfect fit there. Frimpong doesn't make sense to me because he's a right back that wants to play in the same position
playing
as
him
Salah.
Like right wing.
But he wants to play there. Like, that's how he played.
Yeah.
When he was at Leverkusen. It's not a Trent who kind of finds passes and inverts more and
controls a game.
So, yeah, I think Liverpool. I probably will stick with the FA Cup above the Champions League just based off of the ease of winning it. But realistically, a club like Liverpool, with the players they've got, they're just going to have to go full strength every game.
Yeah.
Arne Slot can't be seen to go to Galatasaray and rest Van Dijk, rest McAllister, and rest Ekitike because they've got Wolves in the FA Cup next. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Imagine that.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
we got a huge away game against Norwich in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
Yeah, so. Just like we got to take our squad out. We're playing under-18s against PSG. Yeah, realistically, they just have to treat every game like a cup final, which may be a bit of a cop-out from what we're doing.
No, it's not.
But I just don't see another.
Let's say you got to pick one thing for them to prioritise.
Getting Champions League football.
I agree, the league.
Yeah, getting Champions League football.
Football's a bit boring like that now, isn't it? It's like that just matters so much.
That is mad, isn't it?
Top 5. Speaking of which, Villa.
Can I just say on that? Do you think Arne Slot, if he wins the FA Cup but they finish 6th, do you think he loses his job?
Yes.
But if they lose the FA Cup final and he finishes 5th, do you think he keeps his job?
No. I don't.
You don't?
I don't think I don't. Yeah.
Wait, so in both scenarios, you think he gets sacked?
I think like a 5th place finish for Liverpool this year, like his job will be under serious review.
So 5th and an FA Cup win, 5th and an FA Cup loss, you think he loses his job?
Yeah.
6th and an FA Cup win, you think he loses his job?
Sorry, I think finishing below 4th is just like basically unacceptable.
Yeah.
Considering, and a lot of it isn't his fault, but like also I say a lot of that with in mind how many good managers are going to be available in the summer. Xabi Alonso is sat there waiting now.
Doesn't fit Liverpool though, does he?
But he just probably will go there.
I don't want to see. I admit I've made errors with Arne Slot before. When you win the Premier League, and if he can get the Champions League, or even if he gets them the FA Cup, I do think. And again, it is like you said, a sad state of football. If they miss out on Champions League, that's maybe more. That's maybe more. It's time to go. But I'd just give him. I'd give him at least the start of next season, and if it's like poor by November, that's when I'd probably start to review it. If I was Liverpool, I don't like the Xabi Alonso to Liverpool thing. I really don't.
It's romantic, but is it practical?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like when you look at how Xabi Alonso had his success at Leverkusen, it's not a system that I can see Liverpool playing.
But they got Frimpong and Wirtz already at the club. 2 of his best players.
Yeah, but I mean, who are the centre backs?
Well, they need
they need to buy 4 of them then.
They need many centre backs.
Yeah.
Villa.
I can't believe they went out of that FA Cup in the way they did. It was a poor showing, wasn't it, from them? But
yeah, I got accused of being obsessed with Villa.
Why?
Because I said that.
Why?
Don't ever think about Villa really in my life. They should win the Europa League.
It's so obvious. That's all they need to do. They've got the best manager in the history of the competition.
Yeah.
They've got the squad to do it.
They also, I know they're floundering in the league, but they have got a buffer. It shouldn't take too much for them to qualify in the top 5.
Yeah, I'm just going to...
They have got really bad injury problems, and that is an important caveat. Like, no Kamara, no Tielemans, no McGinn. That's their entire midfield gone.
The Europa League for them, mate.
Have they got... I know Forest have got Midtjylland. Who have they got? Olympiacos?
They've got Lille.
Oh, Lille.
If they get past Lille, they've got Roma or Bologna. And then they're in to the semi-final, which would be one of Stuttgart, Porto, Forest, or...
Midtjylland.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
They've got to be winning that
They've got to get to the final.
Yeah.
They've got to get to the final. The toughest team on the other side of the draw, Lyon.
But Lyon aren't that very
Honestly,
good these
mate,
days.
there's nobody on the other side of that draw. Braga, Celta Vigo. They have the tougher side of the draw, but they need to focus on that and just win it. We said it before. We just said it like...
Just keep it ticking over in the league. All they've got to do is keep it ticking over and go for that.
Yeah. Do you think they'll finish in the top 5?
I've got to be consistent. I said on pitch that they wouldn't.
I don't think they will either.
But that's just based on... Things are going really bad for them at the moment. If things continue in that direction, they won't. But they should turn it around based on their ability. But this happens quite a lot to Emery. Like, Emery often starts seasons really well. And don't forget, Villa were in the title race like a month ago.
Yeah.
And they were
there, but I didn't think they ever had a chance.
No, but they were like 6 points behind Arsenal at points, and now they're like not even. They're not in the conversation at all.
But that was a point of like, what was that, January? And I think like when you get to this point of the season, I think it was like maybe a romantic idea that Villa could win the Premier League, but realistically, like, were they actually ever in?
No,
because when you get to this stage of the season and you have an FA Cup game against Newcastle and you have a Europa League that they should prioritise, and they don't have a deep squad.
No,
really, like they don't. So you're like, how come March were they going to be 3 points behind Arsenal or 2 points? I didn't see it.
Europa League is
it's just so obvious.
It just ticks both boxes for them.
Yeah,
but do you still get like big financial rewards for finishing? Like, is finishing in the top 5 in the Premier League because you get loads of money for finishing in the top 5? Do you know what I mean? Or is it just because you get the Champions League money next season?
I don't know. Great question. Maybe, yeah.
You get about 90 million for qualifying just for the group stage of or the league phase of the Champions League, but I don't think the actual league difference is also...
Yeah, I guess also, because if you win the Europa, you go straight into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, Europa League, simpled.
Yeah, it's just obvious. That's it.
Manchester United. And they've got nothing else to prioritise apart from the league, so...
See, we don't need to cover it. Just win. But I did say I do think it could be an issue that Carrick's winning all these games in the way they are, because they're not playing amazing, but he's getting results. So it's kind of like, it has to go to him, and I think he does look like a good manager and he's done a really good job. But like, you said this to me best as well, mate. Like, he's kind of just gone in and gone, let's just play like the 4 players that you weren't playing that are really good in their right positions.
Yeah. So here's an idea. Let's stop playing Bruno Fernandes, the best number 10 in the league, as a defensive midfielder.
Yeah. Oh, here's an idea. We really, really need somebody to sit next to Casemiro. Somebody ideally with like some good legs, young, energetic.
Yeah, is good on the ball.
Someone who gets the club.
I get it. Manuel Ugarte.
No, I'm thinking. I've got this other guy, Kobbie Mainoo. He played for England in some small tournament. Did really well in that position.
No, don't do that.
Yeah,
Ugarte is a much better fit there.
Yeah, I think it's almost like United they're getting good results, but they're not playing that well. So it's kind of like they're going to have to give it to Carrick.
I don't think they do. I don't think they feel like they have to.
But then what's difficult is if they finish third and they're like 3 points behind City in second or Arsenal, and they have a really, really unbelievable run under Carrick, whoever comes in, that's going to hang over them like a cloud. That's going to be like whoever comes in, if they have a slightly slow start, I know it could be Tuchel, to be fair. I think that England contract's just whatever. But I just think that's going to be there. The Carrick thing.
The thing is,
why didn't we give it to Carrick? Why didn't we give it to Carrick?
Man United in the Champions League, which they should get. I'm going to go as far as saying they should qualify for the Champions League this year based on where they are now. That is a big job that a lot of managers would like. Man United in general is a big job. Man United playing in the Champions League with the squad they have is a really attractive job.
I mean, do you think it's that nailed on for them? They are level on points with Villa, who we've just kind of
it's trajectories.
Oh, no, I get it, and obviously they
United
have nothing else to play for.
Once a week, they've got a really settled squad. They've got probably the best player in the league at the moment in Bruno. They have so much momentum. I think I'd be amazed if United didn't finish in the top 4, let alone top 5.
Here's a quick question, right? Could they go unbeaten under Carrick till the end of the season? I'm going to run you through their games. Newcastle away.
No. I'm going to say they lose that.
Well, there goes that short.
Well, carry on.
Villa at home.
Oof. Big game, that.
Yeah, those are two big games. Bournemouth away. Leeds at home. Chelsea away. Brentford at home. Liverpool at home. Sunderland away. Forest, Brighton. They actually have some tough games.
It's definitely not impossible. Like they've obviously played City and Arsenal twice already. Beat them.
What we know is what we know for a fact is we don't know what this Man United team is going to look like after a bad result.
Yeah,
and if they do get a bad result against Newcastle or Villa next, or Chelsea when they got them, Liverpool they've got.
They're due a loss.
They're due a loss, so we'll find out a lot from them when they do have that loss.
What happened to United Strand, by the way? I've not heard from him for a while.
No,
Post West Ham game, he's fallen off a cliff. Not literally, I hope.
Yeah.
But I've not heard of any.
Do you think he was happy that United lost that West Ham game? Or do you think it was cash in and that would have been the best time to cash in?
It would have been the best time to cash in.
But why? Because surely you can cash in again when they go 4.
Gimmick's over now, no one cares.
What if they win?
They're on 2 in a row now.
They're on 2 in a row, right? So if they beat, Newcastle, Villa.
Tough.
And then Bournemouth. But I mean, I think he probably wanted them to lose, I can't lie.
Man City.
I mean...
Win the league.
Win everything. Again, is it a bit like...
But if they had to win one thing.
If they had to win one thing, I think the players would want the league. Because I think, looking in from the outside, there's been a lot of like disrespect on this City team. There's a lot of like they're finished. There's a lot of Pep needs to go. I think Pep Guardiola losing the league. I mean, you won't want to lose the league to anyone, but losing it to Arteta, even though they're good friends, it's kind of like it's almost the passing of the torch.
Yeah,
and it would almost be a little bit like huge questions would be over Pep Guardiola then of like how he's going to look next season. Is he going to be there?
I feel like he's not going to be there anyway.
He's not going to be there. I think for Pep, there's a chance that this is his last season and he probably wants to go out with that win. And I think the City players seem to be piling on a lot of pressure on Arsenal.
They are.
In the
They
media.
seem very motivated. But I just don't think that. I still don't think they're that good.
No, I don't. But
But
that's what I think would be. That would be one of their. I think you'd get to the end of the season and a lot of players in that squad who have been there, like Bernardo Silva's, the Rodris, who have won 4 or 5 Premier Leagues, could come out in 3-4 years and be like, that was our favourite. Because like everyone wrote us off. We knew we weren't good, but we still won it.
Kind of like the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah,
I feel like they all like their old like the. Everyone thought we were. Got my stomach. Then did you hear that?
Whoa, bro. Bro's had too many Red Bulls.
Oh God. Yeah, they were like, oh, I'm not going to do the impression.
No, you got it now.
Pippen. Have you watched Last Dance?
Yes, yeah.
Like Scottie Pippen sounds like he's like a robot.
Yeah.
It's like my favourite title. No, I can't remember. I've not watched it in too long.
Forrest
Just give me
Gump.
a week. Yeah, sorry, Forrest Gump. Yeah.
I think it could be that situation, mate, where it's like they're like that was our absolute favourite to win.
Yeah.
So I think they're motivated. So I think Premier League would be their priority. Who have they got in the Champions League? They got a hard draw. Real Madrid. They always play Madrid. Why do they play Madrid every year?
This is a really good example of why the Super League is actually a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Because Real Madrid, Man City, people are already like, I don't want to watch that anymore.
It becomes like really unsexy because
you don't
I've
care.
seen it. Yeah.
Chelsea, PSG, they play each other in summer. Real Madrid, Man City, don't care.
Also
Newcastle, Barca. I'm more interested in Newcastle, Barca.
Yeah, and Newcastle, Barca to me feels like a round of 16 Champions League draw.
Yeah.
Real Madrid, City's different to me if it's a semi-final.
I'm
like, here we go.
I'm like, that
Newcastle's like slight underdog, but they could do it.
It's good dynamic between the two
dynamic.
teams.
Yeah.
So City, Premier League, Arsenal. Here's a question for you: if Arsenal win the Champions League but don't win the Premier League, how do you think this season is viewed?
10 out of 10. If Arsenal win a European Cup.
I know, but what about by neutrals?
I
think if they don't win the league this year, regardless of what else they win, there will be that thing in their brain of like, we were in the best position we've possibly been
for them
in the last 20 years.
Yeah, for them it affects them, and obviously then City go away with the title, Pep maybe retires, and then the issue they've got then is like if Arsenal do go on to have a good season next year and Pep's gone, it's kind of like, you couldn't beat Pep's team, could you?
Yeah.
And that will hang over them forever.
Yeah.
But I still think like there has become this massive recession for Arsenal with the Premier League, and understandably. But if they finish second and win the Champions League, I mean, if you've gone at the start of the season and asked any Arsenal fan, would you finish second and win the Champions League? Do you not think they just go?
100%.
Absolutely.
They're in an interesting spot in the Champions League. Obviously, the draw was last week, and the draw they got is absolute best case scenario.
Yeah.
I saw Rory did a video where he went through all of the possible permutations, all the different iterations of the Champions League draw, and he was like, this one is like best case scenario, and then they got that exact one because all they've got on their side is Barcelona in terms of any team that's ever won the Champions League.
Yeah,
they've got Leverkusen. They'll either play a Bodo Glimt or Sporting.
Yeah,
I think
that's right. In
the
quarterfinals.
Then it'll be probably
Barcelona,
Barca,
Newcastle,
or Atletico, who they've already battered. Atletico,
Tottenham semi-final.
Hilarious. And like Barcelona's obviously that shouldn't be sniffed at. Barcelona or Barcelona, but like you would expect Arsenal to beat them
over 2 legs. Yeah.
And like I look at that Champions League, I'm like, I don't think you can say definitively that any team is better than Arsenal. They smashed Real Madrid last year. They've already smashed Bayern this year. Barcelona maybe be interested to see how they match up with them stylistically.
Can you have a team that's never won the Champions League be the favourites? The big thing for Arsenal,
I think you can.
The big thing for Arsenal this year is the set pieces. Like I do not think European teams have a clue how to stop Arsenal set pieces.
No.
Premier League teams barely know. I mean, Arsenal scored 3 against Chelsea, one in their own net. But being serious, like whether you think it's boring or not, it's effective, and it's going to be even more effective in Europe when you've got Gabriel. Like Reece James can't stop Gabriel. There's not that many Reece Jameses around. Like
imagine like fucking like Pedri marking Gabriel from a corner.
Yeah,
I think the Barcelona team might actually just get like physically crushed at a corner.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Got no height.
Yeah, and I think like defense. Literally, I mean, defence wins you leagues, but like defence also wins you cups.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Arsenal feel so in big games like that. I think they like epitomise what makes the Premier League so difficult now.
Yeah.
They've like mastered that act, and I think like no European team is going to come and batter Arsenal.
No.
You could see a world where like Chelsea just get done by PSG. You could see a world. I think you could see a world where Real Madrid just like really turn up against Man City and would beat them 3-0 at the Bernabeu. It's very unlikely, but like I could see that happening.
Yeah,
I can't see a team doing that to Arsenal. I can't see a team going and like having a 2-goal lead against them over 2 legs.
Yeah, even like one of the best players in the world, Yamal. I can't see a world where he does what. Well, I can't see a world where Barcelona do what they did to Inter last year. Where it's like 4-3 or something. It's just not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. They won't let it happen. If Arsenal could only prioritise one of the league or the Champions League, what would you say?
I think it's
they're probably favourites for both at the moment, right?
Yeah, I think it's the league. because
it just feels
it has
like
to be the Premier League. Yeah,
that feels like the main objective.
Yeah,
obviously the Champions League is an incredible tournament. Anyone would want to win, but like it feels like the Premier League is like the one for Arsenal at the moment. Which is a bit weird.
Does Arsenal going out the FA Cup help them this season a little bit if they go out of that?
They've got such a good second team that I think they'll probably just carry on playing their B team throughout that tournament. The whole time. Yeah. They got Mansfield. They got Mansfield, and then
they could get Fulham. Like realistically, they could get someone that they should beat with their second team.
Yeah, and they're not going to care about the FA Cup really. I mean, they will a bit. They're not going to.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying they're going to throw it. But do you think Arsenal going out of the FA Cup, probably not to Mansfield because that would be so humiliating. No. But if they got Liverpool and they went out, do you think it helps them on the big push for the big two? Or does it just not doesn't matter? Because
I think it's similar logic to what we said about the League Cup final, in that psychologically I do still worry a bit about Arsenal. To be fair, I think after the Wolves game, playing Spurs and Chelsea, I know Spurs are terrible, but like it's still the North London derby. I think for them to win both those games is a big these guys aren't going to capitulate.
Team,
yeah, I do worry if they were the victim of a cup set or they lost the League Cup final. Like, do they then just end up throwing away the season?
Do you think that? But surely, like, is there actually a world that exists where Arsenal don't walk away with at least one trophy this season?
It's pretty unlikely.
And how likely is it? Because I feel like it doesn't get spoken about genuinely. Maybe Arsenal fan base do, but like, can they win all 4? Is that likely?
I think it's.
What's more likely? Arsenal win all 4,
or win none,
or win no trophies.
I think just statistically, it's more likely that they win all 4.
This guy's such an Arsenal fan.
What do you think?
No, I agree.
Because like
statistically, I don't think they will win all 4. But yeah,
they're in a final. They're top of the Premier League. They've got an amazing Champions League draw, and they're still in the FA Cup
against Mansfield.
If they don't win anything this season, like that, serious questions are asked.
And how would you rank Arsenal's season if they win the Premier League but lose all 3 other cups?
Still like
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, yeah.
9.
Prem is all that matters. I think the Prem is the.
Yeah, maybe 10.
But then I'd be interested to know actually, like, if an Arsenal fan is listening. Would you rather, if you could only win one, would you rather win the Premier League or the Champions League?
Yeah, I think
they've won the Prem loads of times before.
This is what I mean. They all say Prem, but I guess it's the humiliation of losing 4 in being second 4 times in a row.
I think that's the thing. It's like it's become such a thing. Them not winning the Prem,
and it would be City that take it off them, and it'd be that narrative with Pep. So Arsenal is probably just win the Premier League, but realistically, they can win at least 2 or 3 big trophies.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice problem to have. To be fair,
I think that was clean. That felt good.
That was. We'll take a quick break.
And we'll move into our question
of the week.
Question
of the week.
Your singing last week went everywhere. So many of my friends sent me that, like, what is your podcast? I was like, I don't know.
I did comment that, saying, what's this even about?
Okay, this week's question of the week comes from JRG200O, and he's asked us, on our Instagram, by the way, you can follow us there to ask us every week if you want to get involved. Barclays Prem or New Prem, which is quite a fitting discussion at the moment, isn't it? After the Chelsea game, the Arsenal game, 3 corners being scored. Is it boring, I guess, is what he's asking us.
Have you ever seen that meme where it's like, oh, that one friend who's obsessed with like Barclays Premier League?
No,
and it's like back in my day.
Yeah.
Oh, Blackburn, Bolton. I'm just like, mate.
Yeah. Well,
go and watch an old Premier League game and tell me you think it's better.
It's true
than today's.
And also, can you give me that many examples of like this whole new Premier League era being boring? Like when were the insane old ones in the mid 2000s? I don't know. I mean, there was great moments then, but City and Liverpool got 98, 97 points once. Like
unbelievable
like,
football.
There was crazy. See, like we've had Battle of the Bridge and like title deciding in some ways.
Yeah.
There's still the Aguero goal, I guess, wasn't too long ago. There's still very exciting games in the new era of football.
It's just a classic thing of nostalgia of everything was just better when I was 12 years old than it is now.
Yeah. I saw
Which I disagree with.
We spoke about this last week. Zach Jennings' video, I think, with John Terry, and I struggle with that era of footballers because they all say they just sit there and they're just like, oh, in our day, it was so hard to defend, whilst also debating that they, whether they concede 15 goals in a Premier League season. I was like, well, the strikers can't have been that good.
Mate,
if you only conceded 15 goals, it can't be that good.
Some of the comments on that, where John Terry is speaking about strikers you should play against, and he mentions Kevin Davis, and loads of the replies were like, yeah, Kevin Davis would be a top 5 Prem striker these days.
Mental.
Would he fuck?
Yeah. Is Kevin Davis better than...
He's not better than Haaland. He's not better than Ekitike.
No.
Is he better than Benjamin Sesko? Kevin Davis? No, he's not. Would Kevin Davis start for Man United today? Absolutely not.
Is he better than João Pedro?
No. Would he start for Arsenal? No. Man City? No. Man United? No. Villa? No. Chelsea? No. Liverpool? No.
Brentford, he wouldn't start over Thiago.
No.
Did Kevin Davis ever get 18 goals in a Premier League season?
Let's look up Kevin Davis's top scorer ever.
Jacob, have a look.
People are talking about him like he's like I don't know, I don't know.
But this is my thing. The whole point is he's counteracting his own point. He's being like, everyone's striker was so much better back in our day, but we conceded 3 goals in a season.
Yeah, it's like, so they can't be
that good.
So you must have been like literally the
best players.
John Terry probably is the best Premier League
player
ever. But like,
what are you, John Terry?
Who do you think you are? The Kevin Davis thing really annoyed me at the time. Also, you're not. People in TikTok comments, they're not watching Kevin Davis week in, week out.
Yeah,
I'm 27 and I was not watching. I couldn't tell you much about how Kevin Davis played.
Yeah.
Or other than that, he was just like a target man who played loads for Bolton, who are like a mid-table Premier League team for the most part.
What's Kevin Davis' top Premier League goals scored, Jacob?
If it's more than 13, I'll give him respect.
Yeah.
He got 85 in total.
85 in
85?
one season.
Well, bear in mind, Thiago's got 18, and I don't rate Thiago that highly, but he's got 18 and we're in March. Because he's easily going to get 20 plus. Did Kevin Davis ever get 20 plus goals in a season?
I'm going to go ahead and say no way.
No, he didn't. I'm just saying.
He played for a long time. You should be able to see on transfer marks. I'm going to look this up as well.
Yeah, I just don't see it. The whole football better in my day. Yeah, it's a boring narrative.
I think, mate, you could argue that like individual the best players were better than the best players now, possibly.
The other point I think you can definitely argue is that there was more rivalry. It's just obvious that the players didn't like each other. The tackles were bigger. And I missed that part of the game. I saw a clip of Vieira and Roy Keane like smashing into each other. And I was like, oh, you just never get that anymore.
Yeah. But like let's not pretend the quality of the games was like teams weren't pinging it round right. So Kevin Davis's Premier League goal scoring campaign. Do you want to hear this?
Yeah.
9-1, 6-1, 2-1. 9-8-7, 8-3, 11-7, 8-6.
So he got
double figures once
in like 8 seasons.
Yeah, he played. I mean, he played 442 games. Yeah. And look,
to do that, good player, amazing.
You got to be good to play that many.
You're amazing, but not like amazing in the grand scheme of football. But you're not. It's not like
he averaged about a goal every 5 games in his Premier League career.
Come on,
let's be honest here. Kevin Davis is not easily a top 5 Premier League striker now. He just isn't. That's just a complete lie.
Yeah.
Sick of it. No offense, Kevin Davis, if you're listening. I'm sure you had good for you, bro. You made a good career for yourself. But so I'm not having that. So sorry, JRG 2000.
I said this on a few different shows as well. Like, I think Haaland scores more goals in that era of football than he does now.
Mate, imagine Haaland playing against like 05 Palace, like Tony Popovich, centre back. He would score about 37 goals against us.
Imagine Haaland with like Owen next to him.
Yeah.
Or something. Like how many those two would score as well. Like just having, because we play 4-4-2 with Haaland.
Yeah.
With like slow ass Richard Dunn marking him. Like he's not getting
Dunn.
near him. Like
yeah, people are. I think the quality of defenders, I said this before, I think the quality of defenders today is like generally so much higher.
Mate, like
every defender is so competent doing everything.
Athletic.
Yeah.
They're so much quicker and bigger.
Yeah, but they're so good on the ball as well. Like
yeah.
So basically, that's ridiculous. And Kevin Davis is not. I know he didn't say that. sorry.
Yeah,
but Kevin Davis, who famously only hit double figures once in a Premier League season, is not like some. He's not. Yeah.
So to answer our question of the week, JRG. Barclays Prem or New Prem, Kevin Davies is not a top 5 striker in the current Premier League
Hope
campaign.
that helps your dilemma.
Enjoyed this episode, mate. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We have seen an uptick in ratings on our Spotify.
Yeah, we have. Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Keep them coming.
Keep
them coming.
5 stars.
Much appreciated. And do send us your questions for the question of the week. Next week.
We should be... I thought we were going to another...
Do you want to... But here's my question of the week. Do you want to sing a song live on the podcast that we can turn into an edit? Imagine you singing and then it just goes into a Harry Wilson edit.
Yeah. What song shall I sing? Put me on the spot here. If it's Harry Wilson, I feel like there's got to be... Shall I just do the Welsh National Anthem?
Do you know the Welsh National Anthem?
Well. You ready? Imagine I just came out with it
all in Welsh. I'm there like, whoa.
I think I'd rather be in a Wobie edit.
Really? Do you want to sing like a Nigerian song then?
Wobie makes music. Maybe next week I'll learn one of the Wobie songs
and sing it.
We will do this, and I will sing into an Wobie edit. I'm so in.
There is a record of this, a public record of you saying that.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. Perfect.
We'll see you next week for an Wobie JCC edit. It's going to be unbelievable scenes. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for all the support, and we'll see you then.